Now, let's focus a little bit more today on Spain, Portugal, the Iberian Peninsula. The Iberian Peninsula has an amazing and fantastic history, Islamic history behind it. We're talking about 750 years of Islamic history. That means half of our history played in Al-Andalus, as it was called by the Muslims at the time, as it was called in Arabic. Now, Al-Andalus, the very name Al-Andalus was changed into, it has become a province nowadays. In Spanish, they say Andalucía. Andalucía has become a province now in the south of Spain, just a province. But Al-Andalus, the very word Al-Andalus was used to describe Portugal as well as Spain. In general, we can say that Portugal as a country, as we know it nowadays, was part of the Muslim Empire, was part of the Moorish Empire at that time. Spain, I would say 85 to 90% was part. In the north of Spain, as you can see on some of the maps that we're showing you now, the north of Spain was inhabited by the Christian elite, the people who actually had to flee that time when people accepted Islam en masse. People accepted Islam en masse, and this is a very important factor. We should look into 711, when Tariq bin Ziyad, who by the way was a Berber, he was not an Arab, he was a Berber. And that's the beauty of Islam again, mashallah. We see that Islam doesn't have any borders, any national or nationalistic borders. Not at all. We're talking about Salah ad-Din being a Kurd. We're talking about Tariq bin Ziyad being a Berber. These are minorities nowadays in their countries. Of course, in Morocco, we're talking about a very, very big population of Berbers. But what I want to say is the Arabic element, is very, very strong within the Muslim population of North Africa. But the Berbers are a very big population which played a role during the time of the expansion of Islam, during the time of the spread of Islam. And in that case, it played an important role that Islam went over to Spain, went over to Europe. The very name Gibraltar, which nowadays is still a British colony, it's still part of the United Kingdom, Gibraltar, comes from Arabic, Jibr al-Tariq. That is the mountain of Tariq, the rock. Because basically, whenever British people refer to Gibraltar, they refer to the rock. The rock. It's a little bit bigger than a rock, basically. It's a small part of land which still belongs to Britain. And it's still a factor that still makes Britain and Spain playing the role that they're playing, basically still being enemy and hostile to each other, although they are part of the European Union.